Yoo-hoo, and thanks for tuning in to another awful movie review.
I don't care, get me out of here!
There's no doubt about it, Monster from the Ocean Floor is officially the worst movie Roger Corman has ever been involved in. And funny enough, this was the first movie he had ever produced, so yeah, not a good start. This was directed by Wyatt Ordung, who was responsible for writing the scripts of timeless great classics we all remember, like... This is a 65-minute film called Monster from the Ocean Floor and features a giant tentacle monster on the poster. All that for overall a blurry 3 minutes of monster footage and, well, that's it.
That is unbelievable!
But just before we get going, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment for a bad Roger Corman movie recommendation. And if you value what I do and you want to help support me, please check out my Patreon in the description below.
Okay, I'll do it.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture.
Since the heart has a yearning for the unknown, if you're interested in unanswered stories of UFOs visiting Earth, bone-chilling evidence of paranormal activity, or some of the most famous murder cases gone cold, then head over to the podcast Weird Darkness, sponsoring this video. You'll find all sorts of ghoulish, blood-curdling, and most of all fascinating stories of the macabre 7 days a week. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or go directly to their website using the description down below. This movie takes place in a small seaside Mexican village, where we meet Julie, an American tourist who meets another American named Steve, after he almost kills her with his mini submarine.
Well, hello.
I find it hilarious how he just scoots around in that tiny thing of his. Anyway, Steve is a marine biologist, and he just cannot shut the fuck up about it.
Did you know that over 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water? I'm sorry, there I go, making noises like a biologist again.
Why, up in the North Sea, we have more than 67,000. Easy, Steve, easy.
And he's not particularly gifted as a singer either.
My love is like...
Good gracious, I'm surprised Julie didn't throw herself off the rocks into the sea after hearing this.
Play something else, Steve.
As a matter of fact, a young 28-year-old Roger Corman himself gives a little cameo as Tommy.
Hello, would you like a towel?
Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. After a few mysterious disappearances, Julie starts to wonder if there isn't something strange under those waters making those people go missing.
Joe told me that the stories about this thing all began back in the summer of 1946.
1946? Well, the bikini underwater experiments were set off then.
Oh, I knew it! The good old fear of the Atom Age is never too far away, which, by the way, is a totally legitimate fear for a sci-fi movie to explore, except, this is not the one. So when our characters aren't fainting at the sight of evil Mexican cows... Huh, those cheeky fellas, always up to something.
Julie, you've been reading too many science fiction things lately.
They have to kill a giant, man-eating, one-eyed amoeba, which is from the ocean floor. I will grant them, they didn't lie about that. I'm gonna be honest, the whole monster scenario at play here is really underdeveloped. Sometimes it feels more like it's in the background, like if it's a secondary story, even though it's literally called Monster from the Ocean Floor. There is way too much ultra cheesy, boring romancing going on between our two characters. It feels like a horrible soap opera you'd find on television back in the day. We are treated to horribly stilted scenes of dialogue, so mind-numbing I'd rather saw off my own big toe and feed it to the birds.
Something bothering you, Julie?
Actress Ann Kimmel seemed to have really enjoyed herself doing scuba diving, because Lord knows we sure see a lot of her swimming around. It's not unreasonable to say that her character Julie has some sort of a death wish. I mean, she was almost attacked by a squid, and then a second time by a shark, then someone messed with her gas tank while she was underwater, which almost killed her, but she continues on wanting to search the depth of the ocean for a monster which may or may not even really exist.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, and I know this wasn't a very expensive film, to say the very least, but what is up with the microphone? Seriously. Some of the lines exchanged between the characters when they're on a boat or on the seaside are almost inaudible. It's smothered by the sound of wind or the sound of the waves. Trust me, I've been doing awful movie reviews for 4 years now, and this breaks new ground, I'm telling you.
Well, Steve, I hope Carla's gonna work. Well, he ought to be here if he did.
Guys, you gotta get a little closer to the mic, please. The flick also pulls a Plan 9 from outer space on us. There's a flagrant day and night contrast where it's sunny on the coast, and then, all of a sudden, the sky is pitch black. I mean, what's up with that?
Granted, but why the big reaction?
Anyway, in the end, evil Mexican cows don't seem to be enough to satisfy the giant amoeba's hunger for flesh, so the locals of the town conspire to feed Julie to this monster to appease its fury. Good thing annoying Steve is here to save the day, and plows that fucker right through the eye by torpedoing his mini submarine into it. Now the movie's finished, and I can go and climb the top of the highest mountain and yell out how awful, how lazy, and how creatively bankrupt this movie was.
Well, lots of people suffer that way.
Apparently, the original title for this film was It Stalked the Ocean Floor, but they did away with it because it was deemed somehow too cerebral or too artsy. Huh, well if they thought a B-movie title like that was too cerebral for the audience, then I'd like to know what they really thought of the actual film. What an awful movie.